I am recording this so that you people can really know what happened during the Wolf incident. And here is a report of it that I'm going to go through. So in this file and this hard drive I found, we have multiple files here. Crime records, FBI affiliations, NCW content, terminal, victims, and the document. We read through the document because that has the information that we need. However, we'll first go through what we have here. Crime records. We have evidence, general crime, and a PDF crimes. Now I believe that the evidence is very much NSFW and cannot be shown on YouTube. We have FBI affiliations, I'm not going to go over that. We have NSFW content, and it's a split between content C and content V. Now what do these two initials mean? I do not know. However, we can have that answered eventually. We have the terminal lasts, we also have victims. And these victims are classified for the better of their safety. And then finally, the Wolf document. The information reads: in late December, during Christmas, in fact, Wolf had a personal incident. This resulted in the exchange of information with management. I was a part of this due to being good friends with Ivy. Solar ended up sharing a bit of information that there might have been an unsafe server that Wolf hosted in the past. I did not look much into it at the time, but was heavily concerned. What none of us knew was that there were people well under 18 involved. Late January is when I decided to do a bit of digging and managed to find one of the victims in the incident. Eventually I came to the conclusion that there were several minors involved. I instantly informed Ivy, who had me in a call with her. Me and Solar in less than a minute. This is when the actual investigation started. February, I continued to gather information along with both Solar and Ivy assisting. This resulted in even worse circumstances to be exposed. Eventually, I asked Wolf about the issue. We managed to get in a VC to talk about the situation. I asked if he sent any unsafe content to anyone while over 18. He said no. That was a lie. I found this out in March. Meanwhile, Wolf asked Tuna to ask me to stop investigating, to avoid me from finding out more information. Instead, Tuna told me what Wolf was doing and told me to continue my work instead. After seeing that, he had lied and manipulated the situation in his favor. Along with the several horrible actions he made, I informed staff that I would ask Wolf to resign, and they agreed. Despite what Wolf was saying to some of the individuals in his DMs, no, I did not blackmail him, nor did I threaten to release anything. Not to mention, it was his actions, and he used his power to silence individuals he was on no position to be the owner of Quality Studios. So he was in no position of being in Quality Studios because minors were involved, and he was not a good person to be around minors. He abandoned the safety of well-being of his community for personal gain, and then used that power to avoid consequences. Everyone agreed that he needed to go. Wolf resigned on the 13th, with his staff team outraged and pressing him to resign faster than I demanded, the 26th. This resulted in quite some chaos in the server before an explanation was put out a few hours later. I was as reasonable as possible. In fact, I regret not pushing harder on the situation. But on the other hand, I did not want to get banned or Wolf to pull a scorched earth and destroy the community in a way worse drama. He was quite unpredictable. All I did was ask questions at the time, and the response I got from him was lies, manipulations, and getting brushed off. And this is where I am personally affected by the situation. I have known Wolf since I first joined Quality Studios. I talked to him from time to time, and on the first days of Quality Studios, we played CST, Cruise Ship Tycoon, together all the time. I am mad because he turned around and made me regret every last moment. This is why this has been a struggle for me, and I hope this gives some insight. Wolf proved to be a bad person, and everyone has a right to know where the funds made from the game went to. I will be now reading the public announcement in the Discord server. Hello everyone. This announcement is regarding the Wolf resignation situation. We have been internally deliberating as the new board to determine how we should release this information to you. To start things off, Wolf is no longer at all related to Quality Studios or any of its staff members. Our studio and staff members do not at all condone what he did. We told all of our staff members to not speak upon this topic, and we stayed silent to ensure that we could release this statement once the board fully deliberated on and processed Wolf's termination. When we were officially informed by the hero that Wolf has endangered minors and other community members by personally displaying and facilitating the sharing of NSFW content through private group chats, DMs, and servers, we instantly began taking action. We found this information to be not okay, with it being against our server morals. We immediately launched an internal investigation to examine the claim's severity. After concluding the investigation, we decided that Wolf was not fit for a leadership or development position within our studio. This led up to us removing him from the studio and his announcement above. All community assets were promptly transferred over to the new board account, which board members are able to access. Regarding this situation, we strongly advise you to not harass or purposely question any victims involuntarily to preserve their privacy. We don't want to further the harm Wolf caused for his treacherous acts. Throughout this statement, we use the word we a lot. This pronoun is used to display the QS board actions. Regarding the situation, with the transition of power fully moved over, we would like to introduce who these board members are. The board members are Solar, Tuna, Turbine, Ivy, and Akritem. We thank you for sticking with us throughout our development period, and we don't plan to abandon you. Development will continue as expected, and no delays will occur. Thank you for understanding. Solar, board member, QS management. There is a further update regarding the situation. Hello everyone. This is an update regarding the Wolf situation. We recently received some new evidence and are continuing our internal investigation. We understand that you all didn't like our lack of transparency before, and we would like to improve upon that front. We will officially be hosting a public Q&A stage on Monday, the 16th of March 2026 at 23 o'clock. Feel free to join this stage and ask any questions you may have. We will do our best to be as open and transparent as possible. The transparency of Quality Studios is something many studios should take inspiration from, truly. As of I am recording this right now, Quality Studios is doing much better without Wolf Gaming VR, which is his full username. Quality Studio Management has turned into a group of directors instead of one owner to ensure that no corruption will occur further. We shall praise Quality Studios for doing actions that other studios haven't done when their developer has done something horrible. Quality Studios took immediate action and turned on Wolf and defeated his power immediately. This is a praise. The staff team of Quality Studios shall be praised for their heroic acts, and so does the man who investigated the situation. I am now ending this recording.